Hi, and welcome to Take Time to Create. This is where we take time out of our everyday lives to create new and wonderful things. I really believe that people need to start taking time and creating things. It doesn't matter what it creates. It doesn't matter your skill level as long as you're creating. I really think it's good for you. That's just my passion. So here we go. We're going to create an art journal page today. I have this beautiful lady and it was on some music. Don't know, found it, and I don't know where it came from, but there was some music sheets with it, I think, but I don't think they all went together, but it doesn't matter. She's very beautiful, and she is my focal point. She is what I'm going to use as the base for this page. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to cut the oval out right at the edge there, because I don't want to just glue the page on like this. Ta-da, we're done. That'd be such a great page. All right, let me cut this out. Okay, so now I have a good idea of how big she is and how much she will fit on my page. And this is just the Ranger journal that I've been working in. And it's a pretty big journal, but she's pretty big too. So I'm just going to work on her. For the background, I have this, I don't know what it is, this cutout paper. I got it at Who Gives a Scrap. It was a whole package of them. I really like the scalloped edges, but the problem is it's a tiny bit too big. You know what? I'm not going to care about that. I'm going to leave it as it is because, well, there's a lot of things that stick out on this journal. And she's going to go in the middle just like this. And she's so pretty. All right, so we're going to use matte medium to glue her down and glue that down. I'm still using this Daler & Rowney matte medium. I have a lot of it left, and that's what I'm going to keep using. It works. All right. I also need to get a map or something to stick in between my pages so I don't stick them all together. I'll get that in a second. Okay, stick this in the middle-ish. It's going to be a little bit not in the middle because I need to make sure that it closes still. So it's going to stick out a little bit more on one side, which is fine. All right. And then I'm just going to put the matte medium over the top and make sure my edges are down. Okay. And beautiful ladies going in the middle. And a layer of matte medium. She's going to wrinkle a little bit because I put too much on, but that's okay. So overall, this is not going to be the most complicated page I've ever done because I really want her to be the focal point. I don't want a lot of other things to cover her up, but we're going to do a little bit. I have some music sheets here, and I'm not sure, you and I don't know. We have some music sheets, really pretty, and it doesn't matter if it goes with it or not because I doubt we're going to see much of it, but just going to rip it. And I'm just going to add some interest and texture around. I'm going to use my little bin of gelatos, and I don't have all of the colors, of course, but what I do have will work really well. I'm just going to pull out my metallics. I have mostly metallics because, well, we all know that I love metallics. And I'm just going to add some detail. Everything is dried. And I'm just going to do this, add some detail. And you can rub it with your finger, and that's a way I really like to use gelatos, just to add that texture and detail. Water as well will activate it. Don't be afraid to mix two colors with your gelatos before you rub it together because it kind of blends them together. I really like the way that that looks. Don't be afraid to use your products that you have, because this is why you bought them. You bought them to use, and if they just sit in your bins and not being used, then that's no fun. Don't be afraid to try them out. It's your art journal. This is where you're supposed to try things. This is where you're supposed to experiment. Some things turn out really great, other things don't. And not everybody will like what you do, and that's okay. I have learned that not everyone likes all of the art journal pages that I do, and that's okay. There's no reason why they have to. It's most important to do art journal pages for yourself. And that is the most important thing I have learned. So I really like the title of the song, Love Will Find a Way. So I'm going to cut out the words that were on the top of that sheet. And since I'm going to still add the last elements on top, like I said, this is not a very complicated page. I don't have a ton going on because I really want her to be my focal point. Let me get that paper out of the way. She is so very pretty, and I want her to be there. All right. Before I adhere that down, I'm going to show you the really cool element that when I saw her, this is what I knew she needed. I'm going to make her hair full of flowers. That is just what I knew she needed. I saw her and said, flowers it is. So I have a bunch of flowers, and I'm going to move this a little bit. I'm not adhering this down quite yet, but I want to start placing flowers. Use your larger flowers first, then go to the smaller flowers. And I'm kind of staying in the same values, pinks and some off-whites, and well, now probably whites because of the white papers. Larger first and then smaller, and I'm just going to play around, see what works, see what doesn't. It's going to take a little bit of time because, see, these two don't go together very well. Those flowers don't really match, but this lighter pink one looks good. So see what you have. Play with it and experiment and see where you want the flowers to go, how you want her hair to look. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to do for the next little bit. Let's get to playing. All right, like I said, this is a pretty easy page. I didn't want a lot to detract from my girl, and there we go. Oop, I got extra. There we go. She's done. Isn't she pretty? Don't forget, I do have close-ups on my blog, and when I post the video of this, I do post it on my blog, and I also put it on my Instagram. So if you want to see more close-up pictures, you can find it there. All the links are down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and on my blog, and I do have 2 Instagrams. I have Take Time to Create, which is all of my crafty goodies, all of the art journal pages and mixed media and anything else that I do. I also have Linda's Journey 78, and that is just everything else. So feel free to follow me on both. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.